I will say, I thought the Lost Lace fight was really cool, but I think it's weird how much of a difficulty jump or spike it was compared to all of the other bosses. Now, don't hear what I'm not saying. I'm glad that the final boss was hard. I really, really hate it when you go to the final boss and they're easier than some other bosses in the game. So Lost Lace being the hardest boss, at least in my opinion, and probably most people's opinions, or some people's opinions, makes sense to me. That said, most of the bosses I first tried. Most of the bosses that I didn't first try, I got them in the second try. The only boss that I had to do over and over again was the Lost Judge, which took me about 4 to 5 tries, and Carmelita, I think that's her name. If I'm not saying it right, whatever. That took me like, I want to say 10 tries. And then we get to the Lost Lace, and I had to just like slam my face into it for like 2 to 3 hours. And again, that's not even that bad. I get that. But my point is, I wish it was a more steady curve of difficulty across all of the bosses. There were a lot of bosses that I was like, oh, this is such a cool boss. Oh, it's over. Like, I just stomped them way too quick. And I'm like, oh, okay. But my point is, I don't think the Lost Lace fight should be easier. I don't think the Lost Lace fight should be changed. If anything, I think some of the other bosses should have been harder. Maybe that's what I'm getting. I feel like most people are not going to come away from Silksong and being like, I wish it was actually harder. But it did just feel like, oh, bosses, Lost Lace. And I'm like, okay, I actually have to like really zone in and focus and memorize every single attack pattern. And I can't just like wing it and get through. But I'd say like 90% of the other bosses, I was like, it was either done too quick or it was just too easy.